cats, but wind and other things.
Well, hello everybody. I don't have a PowerPoint, but before I start talking about what I was invited here to talk about, I just wanted to say something about Sue's experience. I'm formerly the chair of Green Saver, which is an energy efficiency nonprofit in Toronto, and one of the first and probably still the largest. And I can tell you that Enercan, who gave the license to Green Saver, would not let them do the contracting, which is a huge barrier and problem for a residential homeowner who instantly, once they get their audit, they want to get the work done. They're motivated enough to get the audit, you want to actually move on the work. Well, the federal government would not allow them to come in and do very simple things like what you're saying is one of the cheapest and best ways to, make your house more efficient, which is to do weather stripping and caulking. So, and nobody was in that business until quite recently. So if you got your energy audit done 3 or 4 years ago and wanted to find somebody to do that work, there wasn't anybody out there. So it's a ridiculous false economy. The federal government asserted that it was a conflict of interest for Green Saver to be doing the audit and then doing the work. But at the same time, you build a trust with the customer, it would make sense for them to actually follow up and do the work. So that's my comment on that.
Or subcontracted.
Or subcontracted, but even so, subcontracted to whom? There was nobody in that business area. Now I see that people are starting to be able to figure out a way to make it work from a business perspective, but nevertheless. I work at Toronto Hydro, but I'm on the board of the Canadian Wind Energy Association, and I've been involved in energy issues from a community perspective for some time now. I was the lead at Toronto Hydro for the Windshare Toronto Hydro wind turbine at Exhibition Place, and we're trying right now to start the process for an offshore wind farm in Lake Ontario, which you may have heard about in the news. And I'm here really to talk about one particular program, and that is the Eco Energy for Renewable Power, which Tom made reference to. Actually, Derek made reference to, sorry, but Tom I'm sure knows it well. And that's a program that the federal government is running that the Exhibition Place turbine has benefited from under its former title, name. What it does is it pays out a kilowatt hour, it pays out a cent amount per kilowatt hour generated by the windmill. So in the situation for the X turbine, we were able to get a contract signed for 10 years that would pay that installation 1.2 cents for every kilowatt hour generated on a 10-year contract. Well, for that machine, when it went up about 6 years ago, we got caught in kind of this weird time warp where we put the machine in, and then all the rules in the province changed. And we no longer had an opportunity to do what we wanted to do, which was sell try to package a number of green energy sources together and sell those as product to customers. We were no longer able to do that. So for 2 years, we didn't have any real place for that power to go. I mean, it went into the grid. Obviously, electrons flow where they're going to flow. But from a financial perspective, we needed a contract. So when we finally got one through the Ontario Power Authority under a program that is coming to an end now called the Renewable Energy Standard Offer Program, the first thing they told us was that they were going to take half of that 1.2 cent kilowatt hour incentive from the federal government away from us in that contract. So that is an incredibly problematic barrier in that we have a federal program that can't cooperate with the province and in fact, in essence, penalizes the developer, because in order to get that 1.2 cent a kilowatt hour incentive from the federal government, we had to go through a federal environmental assessment for one single turbine. We also had to do a provincial environmental assessment, and when we were doing that work, which is between 99 and beginning of 2002. There was no harmonization between the federal government and the province. So we actually had to write two separate